Hi, it has been a while. I have no idea when it was the last time I actually filmed and uploaded something to YouTube, but it's been a long time. What can I say? Life happened. And the past couple of years, actually more than that, have been... Yeah, I just haven't had the time, I haven't had the energy, I haven't had the mojo. And surprisingly, it doesn't have anything to do with the pandemic, or at least very little. It has been more about things that have been happening within the family, and we've had some rough times, and yeah, life happens. But we're starting to get through it now, and there's hope. Yay. So I thought I would get back to filming again. I've also been, I had my web shop closed for a bit. I had it only on Etsy for a while, wasn't happy with what they were doing, and finally decided I would reopen my own web shop again. I will link that below. And I am going all in now on the creative stuff, which brings me to a new point. Some of you may notice that I've changed the name of the channel from Annie Love Design to Annie Love Creations, and that is to reflect that I do a lot more than designing, and the design part was more when I got into designing knitwear, mittens and stuff like that, and I always felt kind of limited when it came to that, and I always felt like I had to knit so and so much and have stuff to show you that I had knit every week, and sometimes I would do other stuff that, you know, would take up my time, and I wouldn't have that much knit time, and yeah, and I kind of felt that I had to put the other stuff aside that I also want to do. So I'm starting anew, both with my knitting podcast, which is now more of a creative podcast, and I'm starting anew in life, you might say, a new chapter. Like I said, we've been going through a lot of stuff, me and my family, and one of the things that I will be doing is I will be writing a book about that, and so that's another creative outlet also. Kind of hard to make a podcast about, I think, at least at this point, but I will probably mention it every now and then. But I will be writing a book about the things that we have experienced, and yeah, I'm not going to go any deeper into that. Yeah, I'll let you know. However, that book will only be in Swedish, because that's there's a very Swedish context to it, and it's meant to be sort of a learning experience for others who have the same circumstances that we have had for this past few years. I do, however, also work on a couple of books that will be released in English. I'm working on one on security and safety for women, especially for women who travel a lot, like digital nomads, or just in general. I do have a background in physical security myself. And I also do have a project where I'm working on a book that's more a literary project. Let's put it like that. So I'm hoping I will be releasing a few books within the next year or so. But back to my other creative endeavors. This podcast will now be more of a creative podcast. And I'm not sure, maybe I should start with calling this episode 1, or should I just keep going where I left off? I don't know, we'll see. Well, you'll already know. You'll see what I've done in the title of the podcast. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm kicking you, didn't mean to. Anyhow, I'm back. I'm trying to get back into it again, and I look very flustered today. I apologize for that. It's because I have been dyeing yarn. I am actually doing a yarn advent calendar for the first time, just a small batch. So I'm working on dyeing up that, and I haven't done pre-orders for those. I thought I would just make a few and just put it in the web shop, and you know, first come first serve. Is that what you say? Yeah. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to release that maybe mid-September, we'll see. I've been having some back issues, so it's taking me a bit longer to dye the yarns than I was hoping it would, because you know, you have to lift the heavy pans with all the water and stuff, and you twist and stuff, and my back just completely died on me. So but I'm hoping, I'm going for somewhere in second half of September. Let's put it there. So, like I said, I've had a really, really long break, and you know, I've been knitting a lot. I've been doing a lot of creative stuff, and when you try to start up again like this, you kind of want to show everything, and you know, I can't show you like 2 or 3 years worth of projects in one go. We'll be here for days. But I thought I'd just show you some of it. And starting with a new thing I've started, well, it's not new really. I've started crocheting a bit more than I used to. I've been dabbling a bit every now and then over the years, but nothing major. So last Christmas, my 16-year-old gave me 2 cakes of this. It's a Black Friday special edition something or other. It's a cotton yarn. And he got me 2 of these and gave me for Christmas, which I thought was amazing. Both he and me and my 18-year-old both gave me yarn for Christmas, which was so cool. It's the first time ever they did that. And I've been saving this, and I didn't know what to make of it. But since it was cotton, I thought, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and make myself like a summer top. But being fairly new to crochet, I wanted to crochet something. And being fairly new to crocheting, I wasn't sure I could actually follow a pattern all that well. But I have been doing granny squares and things like that. So I have the basics. So I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna wing it, and I'm just gonna, you know, the good thing, the easy thing about crochet is you can try it on as you go, and it's easy to just pull back if it doesn't turn out the way you want it. So I started. I'm wearing that top right now. Let's see if I can show you. Like so. It's a bit of a boxy kind of thing. And I just started up here, and I did like the sort of a granny square inspired thing, and then continue without, I don't know, what do you call this? It's not lace, it's just like more decorative. And I just crocheted round and round and round, and I thought to myself, you know, that I'm probably gonna have to order more of this yarn to have enough, but turns out 1 cake was enough to do this whole top, even though it's fairly short. I can't show it. It's like to my waist and a bit more boxy, so I had more than enough with, exactly enough, I should say, with 1 cake. So I got 1 more left that I'm going to save for another project for next summer, I think. However, I did kind of get the cotton bug, so to speak. And I've been wanting to, so here's the thing. I've been planning for years that I was going to move to Spain. I live in Sweden currently. That I was going to move to Spain when my youngest kid would turn 18, and that's a little more than a year from now. He'll turn 18. And I was kind of started thinking that, you know, this summer is like a year and a half away from, you know, I'm going to do that. And I realized, you know, I can't wear my wool sweaters and all that stuff there, but I want to wear knitted stuff. So, which is also one of the reasons why I crocheted this. But I also decided I needed to knit some cotton tops as well. So I did. And I got several here. One of them is this one. Let's see there we go. Which is like a simple t-shirt. And I've worn it, so it's in its wash and I'm blocking. This is the Perfect Knit t-shirt by Caitlin Barthold. Now I knit this, I forget the yarn, but it's a heavier cotton yarn, so it's a heavy garment. So it wasn't too comfortable wearing it on the really hot days, but If it was overcast and not very hot, it was perfect. It was amazing. So I knit that. Been wearing it a lot, but oh, toss that over there. My favorites this summer have been, oh, let's see. This one, just a simple white and orange striped, and I got made the same one in blue and white. Same thing here, needs to be washed and blocked properly. And this is the Rocket Tee from Tiny's Fiber Arts, which is not in cotton at all, but you know, I decided I would just try it. And I did mine in Drop Saffron, the yarn is called. So it's a thinner cotton yarn. And I've been loving these. These have been my favorite. I've been living in these most of the summer, actually. So, yeah. Highly recommend. Both pattern was amazingly easy to follow, and just I had a lot of fun knitting it. Even though it's simple and it's you know, it doesn't happen too much. Just alternating colors between the white and the blue, or the white and the orange, created enough interest to just, you know, it felt like it flew off the needles. So I've been loving those. However, I'm not going to be moving to Spain, turns out, or well, I've decided. First of all, because I realized that I'm really gonna miss wearing my wool sweaters, and I'll miss the cold and all that. And also because of the climate, because it is so hot in Spain, and you know, half the country is burning, and it's just, I can't do that. I wouldn't, I'm not made for that kind of heat. It's like 33 to 35 or even 40 degrees Celsius hot. And it's just, it's too much. But luckily we do have warm summers even here in Scandinavia, so I can still wear my cotton tops, and I will definitely be making more. I will definitely be making more of this one, for sure. Actually, I want to have this in all the colors, so you may see a lot of those in the future. But yeah, I've been enjoying that. And also, as for crocheting, I gotta show you. I got this kit. It's also Drop Circus, it's called, with the crochet needles with the what you call it, ergonomical handles. What a game changer! Because you know, I've enjoyed crocheting before, but you know, you get really tired, or at least I got very tired, and I couldn't do it for a long time. So buying these were total game changer. I've been having some issues with this wrist ever since my 18, well, he's almost 19 now. I had the carpal tunnel syndrome when I was pregnant with him, and ever since then I can't, well, certain things I can't do, and I have problems when I have to hold a regular crochet hook for a longer time. I get pain in my arm. Other than that, I don't feel it at all. It's just completely gone. I have no issues with it today. I don't have carpal tunnel syndrome today. It's just as if something's lingering when I do certain things with that hand. So I don't know, but yeah, when I got those crochet hooks, the problem just completely disappeared. So yay. Okay, so what else am I doing? Well, like I said, I am dyeing yarn right now. I am stocking up my web shop. And one of the things that I'm doing that I had a lot of requests for before I took a hiatus from my yarn dyeing business and my web shop was wool yarn that was not superwashed. So I am actually dyeing that as well. I thought I'd show you a couple of, don't you just love this? This one too is kind of golden, light, toffee brown. And I will be offering 50 gram skeins of pure wool, not superwash treated at all, just pure wool, and hand dyed in different colors. So have a look out for that if you're interested in knitting socks or mittens or things like that. I'll have a couple of different qualities. Just pop into my web shop and have a look. This should be within a week. I should have the first ones up. We'll see. I've got a very busy schedule right now, so there's a lot of things coming up. So, but I think within a week I will have the first 50 gram skeins up. So, what else? Oh yeah, let me show you what I'm currently working on. I do have, oh dear, let's see if we can do this. I am currently working on the shruggy gun. Do I remember that correctly? Hang on a second. Oh, let me find the pattern. There it is. Yes, the shruggy gun from Cozy Up. So I decided I would do that in a bright pink, also in a cotton yarn, because I like to, I'm kind of a person that prefer to cover up a bit. No, I'm not. I'm just very, because it's so hot here, because I've been dyeing yarn. But I like to cover up a bit. So I wanted, oh dear, like a summer cardigan that I could wear. And yeah, I really love that one. But this is how far I'm at. Now the thing is, this one kind of stops at the waist, and then you do this this collar like all the way around it, and even down on the back here. And I wanted mine to go further down, like the entire thing. So what I did was I knit to pattern so far as to the waistline, and then I cast off, and then I knit the sleeves as they recommend, so that you can have all the yarn you have remaining after doing the sleeves you can use for the collar and all the way around. And when I did that, I actually lengthened the sleeves a bit also, and then I decided, you know, I really wanted to go further down, and I had a lot of yarn left. So what I did was I picked out the cast off, put a project back on the needles, and started knitting. And because I have a really big behind, which I do, proudly own it, I wanted to, because you do the decreases in the back. I don't know if you can see it there. You do decreases in the back to follow the shape of the back like this. But I don't have a flat behind. I have a large behind, so I need to I need to increase the same way that I have decreased for this project to cover my butt in a way that looks good. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of reversing the whole thing, and I'm doing all the decreases I'm now doing as increases instead, and I'll just knit until I'm happy with the length I get. I haven't decided yet how far I'm going to go. I'm using the drops saffron again for this project as well, and I have quite a few skeins left of this, so I was thinking I'm just going to knit up a couple of more of these, and I'll just see how I feel, because I still have a lot left to do the collar all the way around it. But that's what I'm working on right now. I have to say though, it does feel like it takes forever. I don't know why. It's probably because I'm knitting back and forth, and I don't have an issue purling, but purling is one of those things that I can't. When I'm doing stockinette, I can put the yarn over my finger, and I what's it called? I don't throw it, you know, with your right hand. I just put the yarn over my left index finger. But when purling, I can't do that, because then I get that weird pain in my arm. So then I have to throw it for each stitch. So I'm slow. So that could be why it feels like it's taking forever. But it's still an enjoyable project, and I'm really looking forward to having the finished object. I do also have yarn for another one, a brown one, because my thought was that I was going to have this bright pink one for the summer, and then I would do the brown one, and I could wear that during the fall, but now it's already fall and I still haven't finished excuse me, the pink one. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay. I do have a couple of other things to show you. I have started doing something that I've been wanting to do for years, and that I just tried a little bit when I was a young girl. It's been, I don't know, 35 years ago, I think, at least. It's a long time ago, which is sewing lampshades. So I bought this book by Joanna Heptinstall. Not sure I'm pronouncing that right. And because I wanted to just get a, you know, a new introduction, so to speak, to how to do this. And it turns out this was a really amazing book. I just kind of did some research and thought that, you know, this might have the information that I need, and it does. It's very clearly explained how to do things, and they talk about materials and what to think about all the ways, and it's like a step-by-step guide. So it's been really great for me. And then I went to a secondhand store and I bought some smaller lampshades. I have a whole bunch of them, and these two I have started to put the ribbing on for that I'm going to be stitching in. So that's coming up. I have a whole bunch of these. Well, I got 2 of these, and I got a few more in different shapes that are also not too large. But that's also something that I want to put in my web shop eventually, because I don't know, I think lamps nowadays, aren't they really boring? I think they're so boring, so I wanna make some. And we'll see. It's been a while since I did that, and I only tried it for a little bit when I was a kid, so we'll see what happens. And lastly, I do also make stitch markers. I have a bunch of those in the web shop, so again, please have a look-see. And I saw Hannah of the Corner of Craft did these really cute berries. She does bead weaving. She bead weaves stitch markers, which I don't. I've never I can't even say it. I've never bead weaved anything in my entire life. But I saw those and I just, look at those. Aren't those pretty? I just fell head over heels with those. Especially, let's see if we could show this. These black ones, like blackberries. And I decided, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. How hard can it be? And I was thinking I would make a few and I would add to my web shop. Well, it was a bit harder than I thought it was. Well, first of all, the needles. I don't know, these are not needles, these are like, oh, can we get this? Look at those. Can you even see those? They're so thin, it's like a strand of hair being sliced 4 ways. It's just crazy. And you use this like really thin see-through wire, and they send this thing to help you thread the needle. And I gotta say, I had issues getting that thing through like the eye of the needle, because the eye of the needle is so tiny. I had really big issues to even seeing that. So, but I made it eventually, and I started beading, and of course I got the black beads because, you know, I fell in love with the blackberry version. And I'm pretty much 2 days older than dirt by now, so, you know, my vision is, you can imagine, those of you who have past the age of 40-ish something, you know what I'm talking about. Working with something dark is so difficult, and trying to learn to bead weave when you've never done it before, a 3D project in black. that was a bit of a challenge. So first one I think I did like 4 rows, and I had to stop and just pull it up back again because it's just, I was way off. I read the pattern again, and the pattern is really good. It's really good. It's very like step by step, and it's very, I highly recommend the pattern, even for a beginner. It's just, I just made poor choices for beads or color of beads. So I tried it a second time, and I got, I don't know, like about halfway, and then I had to declare defeat because I was talking to my sister on Discord at the same time, and I realized I can't multitask while doing this. I need to do just this because I really need to focus, because I can't really see where the different rows are, and you know, all that. So I took a break from it, and then I tried again the third time. And the third time I actually managed to finish the entire berry, and I was so happy and I was so content with myself. And then I realized that my berry didn't quite look like a berry. It looked like a berry with a cyst on it. It had like a lump on one side. And yeah, that's so I pulled it back again. So I haven't tried again since this was yesterday. I haven't tried making any today because I'm trying to focus on the yarn dyeing and getting the advent calendar ready and into the web shop. But hopefully I will also be able to make those incredibly cute little berries and add stitch markers of those as well into the shop. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. Actually, that's not all I want to talk about today. I could sit here, you know, all night pretty much, but let's save a little something for next time. I've been gone for a long time, so there's a lot of catching up. And yeah, hopefully next time I will have a slightly more organized setup. I may even wear some makeup. I hope you're not getting too much of a glare from my glasses, because these days I really need them. I can't see anything without them, so yeah. But I will try to get back to this. No, I will get back to this on a weekly basis now, and hopefully you'll join me. I'd love to see you. So until next time, bye.